Kenyan government orders the deportation of 4 Chinese nationals for assaulting a Kenyan worker. 4 Chinese nationals who are accused of assaulting a Kenyan employee at a Chinese restaurant in Nairobi are pictured in court, waiting to be deported. In a video that has since been trending, one of the Chinese men is seen flogging a waiter at the restaurant who is said to have come to work late before dismissing him. Now, the other 3 Chinese, 2 men and a woman, were in the background laughing when the assault was taking place. They were soon arrested after police investigations, and it was discovered that the foreigners didn't have valid work documents and immigration papers in the first place. All right, let's quickly go see that trending video. We'll come back.
They put them.
Faster, no beat, then no beat.
Go in. Go inside, front. Are you doing a job? Yes. Come. Come sit here. Come sit in front. Come. Here. Are you?
All right, 0802-836-8971, 0703-570-9407 are still the numbers, and they're open for SMS only. All right, gentlemen, yes, that's what took place in Kenya.
Patience, I'm happy that what the giant of Africa cannot do, other small African countries are beginning to lead the way. I remember in 2018, if I'm not wrong, sometime in October or so, the NLC, supposed, because I don't believe we have one, said they were picketing some companies in Ogun State for the maltreatment of Nigerians. What came out of it? We know, I for one know quite a number of companies owned by Indians, Chinese in Nigeria that employ labor, but they're not part of the union. Their workers cannot join any union, because if you join, you get sacked. And I know that a lot of Nigerian private companies are maltreating their workers. A lot. What is our government doing about it? Nigeria is a country where the people are at their own mercy. Nobody cares for them. You have protection, is it a Consumer Protection Agency? How many people have they convicted? How do they protect Nigeria? It brings us back to the question, what is the worth and value of a Nigerian life?
Mazi?
It's unfortunate that it happened, but far more than that is happening in Nigeria. I know some companies, these Chinese companies, that some of them are not even, they only went through either secondary school or primary school. They are called engineers, technicians here. They are even made to head the graduated persons here. It's unfortunate that something like that, I know a brother whose hand was amputated or cut off by a machine in Nigeria. I don't want to mention the company. Unfortunately, he was thrown out. I also knew a brother last year in my church who was coming to office, he was going to work along Ikeja Ocean Expressway. He had an accident and he called, his leg was almost cut off. He called his company. 3 days after, he was sacked. Something like this is being done even in Nigeria, more than this. Can you imagine an African, a Chinese man flogging an African
on African soil?
It's unfortunate. They got, federal government, you have seen it. What have you done to Nigerians that are being treated this way? Look at how they are being converted, in a very bad, like Molu or whatever, to the offices. And they made them to work more than 24 hours. Do you know, if you are, there's one company at along Iju Road, I think they're into this reform. You cannot answer phone, you cannot laugh, you cannot sit down. Chinese company. And they are here in Nigeria, and Nigerian government, the labor you talk about, do you have labor?
Okay, all right. I'm happy at least that we're commending, the Kenyan
we commend them.
for the prompt response.
Yes,
and,
but something like that happened, and Nigeria closed their eyes.
Okay, all right, Mr. Shopito.
Well, it's okay to talk of the government and all that, but the important thing is that all of us have a duty in this. I was discussing with some people yesterday. The moral standards in this nation have gone to the dogs. So, excuse me. So, the people who are supposed, look, there's supposed to be a labor, the workman compensation and things like that on our law books. Are they still in the law books? Are we sure that they are still there and there are people who will implement this thing for us? I am actually appalled that we have a labor congress in this country where our representatives are refusing to use locally produced vehicles. They would rather import, and each time you import a finished product, you are importing unemployment. So our labor body should do something about this type of our recalcitrant.
I understand what you're saying. Yes. It looks like the Labour Congress is only there to protest minimum wage. There are so many issues.
When they do that, they go behind
issues around the workforce that they can actually protest.
Madam P, having said that, that does not mean that we are supporting lateness. No. We know that punctuality is the soul of business. Yes. Agreed. But then there are other punishments. There are employees. All you need to do, there's a way you can punish a staff. You can give him a query. You can deduct his salary. You can even give place on suspicion.
So many things.
Must you flog him?
Without physical assault. That's assault.
I think when we focus on the issue of flogging, as pertains to Nigerian system, we're not addressing the real core problem. Nigerians are not being flogged, but Nigerians are maltreated worse than being flogged.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the truth. Nigerians are maltreated. There are some Indian companies in Nigeria that you cannot rise up to the level of a manager. I know quite a number of them. You cannot. Each time there's a vacancy for a manager, an Indian must be brought in. All the Nigerians working in those companies will only get to the level of supervisors. Unfortunately, the Labour Congress we have today has been bastardized. It's all about themselves.
What do you need from me?
Because when you even talk about them demanding for minimum wage, how is it implemented? How many state governors are implementing it today? Now, if the Labour was strong, the Labour will also realize that in fighting for minimum wage, it must cut across board. So we do not have a Labour Congress. Those who honestly believe and rely on Nigerian Labour Congress, it's a pity you're shooting yourselves in the leg.
I have a brother who is a driver and he works for a Chinese company. And do you know what happened? I don't know what happened. It was being overused. And he said, no, our agreement is so from so time to so time. If you want to extend my time, you pay my overtime. He slapped him. My brother threw the key on him. And then, so it is, like he said, how much are they being paid? Do you know that it's even Nigerian people, personnel, that negotiate poor salaries that we pay to this worker?
For fellow Nigerians.
It's also unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
I mean, the era of slave trade might have actually passed, but there's still slavery. We all know that. And the worst kind of slavery is slavery of the mind, you know, where you yourself are enslaving yourself. When you accept some kind of derogatory things done to you, for instance, like what we just saw, you are a slave in your mind. I know that poverty is there, but no amount of poverty should make a Nigerian accept some certain things, especially from people who are not, even people who are Nigerians, but then talk more of people who are not even Nigerians, you know.
That are not qualified. They are
Exactly,
not qualified.
exactly.
Okay, look at this one.
The government needs to do something to protect Nigerians. The issue of casualization is still where is the Nigerian Labour Congress when we talk about casualization of workers? You need to. I take the Guinness Road to Ikeja often, you know, when I'm coming to work and all that. A lot of times you see a lot of these young men and women, you know, at the gates there.
How much are they being paid?
How much are they being paid? Who is checking to make sure that no matter what, even if they're paid peanuts, to make sure that their rights are not being trampled upon? Who is checking?
Patience. You're going too far. Let me ask a question. We all know that there are too many security companies in Nigeria today. Do you know how much they pay their guards?
Exploitation.
They collect so much from the companies that have retained them.
Yeah, and then they pay peanuts. Yeah.
No,
and they don't pay them on time.
The problem is that our leaders, I will say this to them, our leaders are greedy, selfish, and wicked. It's all about them, not about the people. And until we face that reality that sovereignty belongs to the people, nothing will move forward.
All right, let's look at.
My own concern about that
quickly, sir.
Is this that look, we have these unions. So when you talk about, we don't have leaders anyway, we only have rulers. But the labor body has a responsibility to every worker. So the issue of casualization, even banks engage casual workers.
I think it's more pronounced in banks.
So
we don't need to mention the names.
And then they be declaring.
A lot of the people you see working in banks are not actual staff.
You see them in uniform.
Yeah,
the tragedy really is that some companies take this thing as a contract. So they get paid per worker. What they pay per worker, I mean what they pay the worker eventually is just a pittance. It's just a small percentage of what they collect for each worker. So this are
too many issues.
Are you saying about that? What about your senators? How much do they go home? To pay minimum wage is a problem. So charity begins at home. It's selfishness, wickedness, and self-centeredness.
When we are willing to liberate ourselves from them, we will all rise up to get to that stage. Not a show type of revolution.